From the vicious knockouts in combat sport to the thrilling high-speed battles that leaves it in size, my god, without support, to the insane plays on the basketball court, Hastro Bros Talk Sports. Welcome, Hastro fam, to another talk show where we talk sports. Today we're going to be talking NBA and F1. Peoples, we got a treat for you today. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix was epic. It was crazy. It was live. So definitely got a lot to talk about. This week basketball was pretty tight as well. I enjoyed watching some of the teams go net to net at it throughout the week. So we got some good topics for you. But before we start, as you can see, our boy Coz is not here today. Got some stuff that he got to attend to. So we release him with grace, and hopefully he can join us pretty soon.
Yeah.
Wave one, what's up, man?
Man, I doing good. I doing pretty good, man. I got to see Hamilton come up with the win. I know that might be a little bit of a different view from you, but you get what you wish for. You got what you wish for. So we got a epic race to end off the F1 season coming up to see who wins the championship. So excited to dive into that with you. And obviously, talk the basketball. Some good games that happened this week. Some teams that I guess kind of surprising right now, and just regular basketball talk. Steph Curry going off, KD, etc., etc. So
yeah. Nice. Peoples, before we get into it, don't forget to click that like button once you have joined. Make sure that you share this video as well. Put comments in the comment section down below. We try our best to get to you. But without any further ado, let's get right into this week's talk. We start in F1 because that fresh off the bat that just finished. Incredible race at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, inaugural race actually. It fastest street race on the calendar now, second longest track after Spa-Francorchamps. It was insane. It was insane to say the least. From Friday right through to Sunday, we had some incredible action. So yeah, I don't know, man.
I see Max was tearing up the qualifying, and then he hit the curve. So
he hit the wall actually. Oh my god, I was watching it live, yo, and I saw my man in the second corner exit. My man was so close to the wall. I swear he had a touch, and everybody was. I don't know, on the toes, just hoping that this man don't crash. This man was actually ripping up the track about 3 times up Lewis Hamilton.
Crazy.
Like he was flying, and I was just clinching to my chair. I was hoping that this man don't crash. And in the last corner, the penultimate corner, this man locked up the front left, and he tried to push it through the corner, ended up sliding the rear a little bit, the rear clipped, and that was the end of that lap. But that would have been a spectacle. That would have been spectacular for sure.
And that would have given him some momentum coming into the race too. But I feel like Lewis would have still challenged him, even if he had that momentum fairly good. But I feel like that whole setback kind of set back Max coming into this race. Truthfully.
I cannot say so, like, because Matt's got a solid mindset and calm and cool when it comes to these things, right? He had always on, always giving it his best, always focused and stuff like that. I don't think that that would have shaken him up too much. I know he was disappointed, obviously,
of course,
but nah, I think that was good for F1 to have that battle going down. Eventually, though, in the race today, it seemed like he inevitably start at the front of the grid in the second restart. So at that point, I was like, all right, at least it happened the way it should have happened had he finished the qualifying, the last qualifying lap that he crashed in. So I was kind of excited. All right, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. Max up front, then Lewis, then Bottas and the rest at the back. And The carnage didn't stop, man. It was oh my god, it was crazy. It was crazy, crazy, crazy.
Well, yeah, man, like, uh, this just as you see, as you said it earlier, I think that was like 2 episodes back. Like this
Hmm.
brings some excitement to F1 because not a lot of people get into F1 and anything like that.
Yeah.
So like just the whole setup right now, with the whole it comes down to the last race, etc., etc. To see
Hmm.
who's the champion, like that just brings a thrill. So I know despite Matt's loss and what's not, as you say, I rather not have it any other way. Truthfully, not
Yo,
coming down to this last race.
I am excited. Like, like I said before, I wanted it to come down to the final race. The only thing that I wasn't too hit about this weekend was the way it went. Like all the drama, all the like we had three restarts,
Okay.
and that was crazy. The first one was Mick Schumacher's, I guess, contribution to having it red flagged.
Right.
He crashed in the same place that Charles Leclerc crashed in qualifying. Was that qualifying three or practice three? I think it was practice three on Friday. Charles crashed his Ferrari. It was in the same spot that Mick crashed today, and that caused the race to the red flag. Lewis was almost up in arms about why the race had to be red flag and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So red flag means that you're going to have a restart, either a rolling start or a standing or standard start. And yeah, after that, Max was ahead, and it was it was some kind of most games going on with the restart because they usually get a lap to warm up their tires and stuff before everyone gets on the grid. And Lewis was pretty far back away from Max, and that would cause Max to spend a longer time just sitting there waiting. His tires would be getting colder. Everyone from the back of the grid gotta come up to complete the grid before the race can start and everything.
Yeah.
So with that second start, Lewis got the jump on Max, and it was drama in the first corner all over again. So that was interesting. And then in that second restart, the race didn't make it past the third corner actually. So
Whoa.
some people end up crashing again. Perez got the worst of it. Well, no, I would say Nikita Mazepin got the worst of it because he ran in the back of George Russell. George Russell's unlucky because he was trying to avoid the carnage ahead of him
Yeah.
that was between Leclerc and Sergio Perez. Unfortunately, Sergio Perez car couldn't make it back to the garage in time to get fixed before the third before the third start, which would be second restart.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate for Red Bull because now they don't have many points
Yeah.
to catch back up for the constructors championship,
Right.
which I'm disappointed about.
Yeah. Because they was seeing when they saw the standings after the race, they was like, "Are you only seeing Red Bull here?"
Yeah.
Once, and they're like, "Huh?" So them clearly then lost a lot of points there. So and then on top of that, Bottas placed third. Um, with the
Yo, oh,
Mercedes.
that was epic. That was epic. I don't know why, because if you had watched it live on TV or whatever, the coverage was mainly on the fight between Lewis and Max Verstappen.
Right.
A lot of drama there too as well to talk about. But I wish they had showed Valtteri and Ocon's fight because in the second restart, Ocon was at the top of the grid, and like he's just got lucky, I guess, between all the carnage and drama and stuff like that.
To
Work
push
his
up.
way up to the front of the grid and was was in third up until like I don't know, less than a second at the end of the race. And Valtteri
Say,
Bottas, I don't know this man on a high though, because ever since he's received that news that he'll be driving for not AlphaTauri, Alpine.
hmm
Is it? No, it's not
yeah,
Alpine.
yeah. I
It's
think
the
that,
other
that
one.
I, I'm pretty sure that's what he
Uh,
was saying.
no, it's not Alpine. Oh my god.
My, I'm pretty sure
Anyways,
that's what it was. But
no, it's not Alpine. I think Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon drive for Alpine. It's the one that Kimi Raikkonen and Antonio Giovinazzi. I don't know why it slipped me. Alfa
oh, Alfa
Romeo.
Romeo, yeah,
That's the
yeah,
one. Oh my god. But yeah, he's got that move now, Valtteri
yeah.
Bottas to Alfa Romeo. And since he got that deal, man, he's been on a high. He's just been racing like crazy,
Fair enough.
making sure he get those podiums and doing his best to
Yeah.
get Mercedes that constructors championship, right?
Right.
But up to the within the last second of that race, man, he and Esteban was going head to head,
Mhm.
and honestly, I was rooting for Esteban to get that podium, just see something different. You don't always want to see the same three guys
Yeah,
on top
it's
of the
true.
podium, but is a reason why those guys made the podium,
Exactly,
and
because the good.
Valtteri Bottas, yeah, Valtteri Bottas just proved that today. So
Exactly.
it was epic. As Esteban Ocon like smashed his wheel at the end, he was like, ah.
Yeah, I
It
will
was
be
so
pissed too.
close. Yeah, it was so close, but it's nothing he could do. Like, he
Yeah,
fought valiantly.
yeah.
Mercedes car is always a good car,
Mhm.
so got a good driver and a good car, you could definitely up your chances of making podiums and
Mhm.
wins, right?
Mhm.
So well done to Valtteri Bottas, man. I think Mercedes came out on top. I think in this whole shebang of racing.
Yeah.
Congrats to Lewis. Like, that guy is a legend,
Yeah.
man. Like, through thick and thin,
Yeah.
this man just
Yeah.
finds a way to get it
Whatever
done. I
gets right
mean,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I have to acknowledge that throughout the season he's had his share of luck, and that's played very well into his hands and Mercedes' hands as well. You can just go back into the season and see the chances that he's had, even in Brazil when people saw that big comeback. Like, I look back at it, and I realized that he has some luck. There were virtual safety cars twice in that race that caused him to get closer to Max Verstappen
Right.
earlier in the race. Not saying that he couldn't have caught Max and win the
Either way.
race, right?
Yeah.
But certain things and events play into each race and allow certain drivers to
But
get the better hand.
yeah, in order to be a winning, they gotta go a lot involved. Truthfully.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
no, not to
yeah,
what happened
yeah,
or anything. This man worked hard.
yeah.
He deserved to win in Brazil, I believe. After the whole situation with the DRS and that kind of stuff. But we talking about Saudi Arabian Grand Prix though.
Yeah.
Like, congrats to Valtteri for nicking Esteban Ocon at the end. I just wanted Esteban to get that one for sure.
Understood, man. Understood. But as I say, we got a big one ahead. I guess overall, uh, I guess you could tell me a little bit on your predictions of how you think is going to go
Hmm.
for this final race.
I don't have any statistical
Yeah.
predictions. I have an emotional prediction. Today. um, I want Max to win. Um, I just want something different,
Mhm.
but I want it to be epic and clean.
Yeah.
Like, today, I was watching the Grand Prix and I had butterflies, man. I was nervous for everybody. I was like, please don't crash, please don't crash.
Yeah.
First getting away was good. It was clean. I was like, yes, okay, we got a good race on our hands. Mercedes had the upper hand, Lewis and Valtteri in front, Max to follow. It was set up nicely. Then the crash and everything turned out upside down. But like we were saying earlier, the points are now tied between Lewis and Max, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is so exciting. We need one man to come out on top in this race
Yeah.
between the two title contenders
Yeah.
to make it final.
Yeah.
And that unknown, I think, is going to bring in a lot of traffic for F1, which is awesome. As it relates to constructors, Mercedes has got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
believe.
Anybody.
Like,
Yeah.
something terrible has to happen for Mercedes not to get these constructors. Lewis has to be out of it, and Valtteri has to be out of it because Red Bull wasn't able to capitalize due to unfortunate circumstances, and sometimes that's the way it goes, right?
Mhm.
Certain things you just can't control in F1, and I think Red Bull did well. I think Honda definitely made a statement and made a mark. Unfortunately, Honda's not going to be in F1 next year. They're going to do, I guess, bigger and better things
Mhm.
as it relates to advancement in technology for, um, I think it's something to do with global warming and what's not. But
Okay.
they're focusing on something
Other
else,
things,
which
yeah.
is understandable, and I
Admirable.
respect it a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, yeah, I respect it. But yeah, excited for the next race, definitely. Like I said, I want Max to win just because I want to see something different.
Yeah.
But I would congratulate and be happy for Lewis if he want to, because that would make it championships. He will have the most championships
All
out
time.
of, yeah, of all time. And
Yeah.
I think he deserve it if he wins it. I think Max deserve it if he wins it. But I just want Max to win this
Yeah.
one. Mercedes has a record of winning in uh this race. What's it called? I forgot the name already. So much things are going through my head right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mercedes has a history of winning in the last race at that location. So I won't be surprised if Lewis win, but
Yeah.
Max definitely got a chance.
Well, uh, I mean, okay, so just overall head to head, um, I guess you think is Matt's time now to at least, get some claim to shame because he's always been in
I
Lewis's
mean,
shadow to a certain extent. But I mean, but Lewis is just, I think, is just great. So,
yeah, yeah. I
um,
think I think Max is already shining.
yeah, fair
There,
enough.
there's no doubt about that. Max has picked up a lot of fans over that short period of time, and I'm pretty sure a lot of non-Mercedes fans or non-Lewis Hamilton fans wants Max to win,
Yeah,
regardless of if they don't really back Red Bull entirely, like if they got different teams.
yeah,
People just want to see something different,
different. Yeah,
when you see someone dominate for that
no,
long,
yeah, exactly.
um, it tends to get a little bit
Boring.
boring, right?
Yeah,
But
same thing in
this year
basketball.
has been very, yeah, same in sports
Yeah, it
general.
is sport. Yeah.
That's the whole situation, and this year has been very very exciting. It's been neck and neck all the time. Max is like the daredevil between the two. He don't care, and you tend to get out with like younger drivers, younger people coming up, even in motocross racing, just to diverge a little bit. I see these younger racers really going for it, and to be honest, they got to make a name for themselves, right? They got nothing to lose really coming into this young. So yeah, I'm just hoping for a live um, finale, and I'm pretty
Pretty
sure
sure it
we'll
will be.
get it.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't think we
I'm
got we
pretty
got
sure
doubt
we'll
that
get it.
at all.
Yeah.
At all.
AlphaTauri also, AlphaTauri and Alpine's race in the constructors for I think fourth, yeah, fourth or fifth position is going on. McLaren versus Ferrari. That's probably a done deal as well because Ferrari's finished behind, like Charles and Carlos Sainz has been finishing behind each other um, in the last four races, I believe now. So they've racked up a lot of points in that constructors fight against McLaren and Mercedes. So kudos to them. They'll probably
Yeah.
get that third place spot. McLaren definitely has that fourth place spot.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll get that third. Like I said
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
something
They're
really bad gotta
too big
happen.
of a margin
And
right now.
they
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
gotta do
Yeah.
really well. They
Yeah.
probably gotta
When you
win and
race,
come
exactly.
second.
Yeah.
Yeah, in order to get those points.
Yeah.
But I think it's far fetched from them now.
Yeah.
So right now it's looking like Mercedes. This constructors I'm talking about:
Yeah.
Mercedes, Red
Red Bull.
Bull, Ferrari, McLaren.
And
Um,
then I think it's Alpine
I,
or no?
Alpine, yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Alpine because
Alpine. Yeah.
Yuki Tsunoda didn't really cash in today.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alpine and
Correct.
then AlphaTauri.
Yeah.
So it's good, man. Haas is obviously at the back. We know Haas and their troubles, so it's going to stay there
No.
until next year. We'll see what shapes up with everyone, hoping that racing will be very close between all the teams. So
Yeah.
that'll be exciting to do. But look out for the big finale in Dubai, people. Is going to be exciting for sure.
All right. So you ready to talk some basketball?
We talk some basketball, my brother.
All right.
As usual,
Yeah.
we can start off with our predictions. Close battle between Suns and Warriors.
Yeah, that.
Last time out, playing
Yeah.
at Suns, playing in Phoenix. What are your thoughts? I actually thought the game was a good back and forth. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess the standout thing was the fact that Steph Curry didn't get to go off, and
Mhm.
Mikal Bridges has been, truthfully, in the run-ins for Defensive Player of the Year right now after that performance. I feel like every
Hmm.
award, every person that is in the run-ins for award needs to have a statement game, and I think that was his statement game for Defensive Player of the Year, and the media gave him specifically a lot of praise that he only scored 4 points, but he had Steph Curry's number, and yes, Steph Curry's a great player. There's only so much you could do with Steph Curry, but the team as a whole too just did a great job of
Hmm.
being able to maintain him in that first matchup because I think as he was alluding to, there was a second matchup on Saturday or Friday, sorry,
Yeah.
or Friday. I think it was
Hmm.
Saturday or Friday. That was totally the total
Totally different.
opposite to the game that we predicted. But
Yeah, totally different
yeah,
narrative.
and the thing about it, what was impressive about the Suns win is that Devin Booker went down early in the game, and they still found a
Hmm.
way to rally through and come out with a relatively convincing performance.
Yeah.
Truthfully, Chris Paul in the fourth quarter as usual, Mr.
Chris Paul.
Clutch, Mr. Point
Hmm.
Guard. He was he was shredding that defense. He was getting what he wanted. Truthfully, and
Yeah.
nobody else on the Warriors team had that offensive punch, and they were still playing pretty good on defense. Truthfully, another defensive player of the year candidate, Draymond. Let me just give Draymond a shout out. Truthfully, and
Yeah.
but they didn't have enough on Tuesday, and a great win from the Suns. It extended their streak, but um, I
I
don't know
think
if
that also
yeah.
put them in the history books, if
Yeah,
I
it
believe.
was in
But
the
they're the
history, but
longest
for
winning
their,
streak.
well, no, the longest winning streak for their franchise. I
Oh,
think
for their
I think
franchise,
the
right?
longest winning streak was, no, I don't know. I don't think it's the Warriors, but probably it's either the Warriors or the Heat, like the
Hmm.
LeBron James Heat. They had
Yeah.
like one of those long winning streaks, like maybe like 30 something games or so.
Jeez.
Yeah, if it's not them, it's an old team like back in maybe early
Like
90s, two
Celtics or
hundreds or
something.
something like that. I can't remember, but um, yeah, they brought their franchise record for longest winning streak, which is
Yeah.
something good. And to see where the Suns have come from, like just maybe about 3 seasons ago, as I said, in the depths of the Western Conference, right down to the bottom, maybe winning only like 20 something games. To go from
Hmm.
that to this is simply phenomenal.
Yeah.
Truthfully,
I agree, man. When I watched the highlights, who's Sun Center,
uh,
the tall,
Aiton
slim guy.
Aiton was
Yeah, yeah,
was
he's
playing
yeah,
sensational.
he was playing some good
Yeah,
basketball. He really stood out to me
yeah,
in that one. Aside from Chris Paul,
yeah,
but yeah, like you said, Curry got shut down early. He wasn't able to get in a rhythm, which I thought, like you said, was good defense from the
yeah.
Suns, and it's been good. It's been good.
Yeah,
Hawks game, I think it's Hawks versus Sixers.
yeah. I was watching that in between, and it was just a slugfest. I find that so many of these games have been this way, but
Mhm.
it coincided with the introduction of how the officials are officiating. Then the game be more physical and what's not. So we began those 90s basketball games more often than
Which I actually like.
yeah,
It is a lot more exciting
yeah,
rather than hearing the whistle on every
yeah.
single play.
It's true.
Yeah,
It
it's a
is
lot
true.
more exciting.
I mean, yeah, but it just, and a lot of people agree with that. It just seems like better basketball, even though yes, a lot of people missing shots, etc. But it keeps the game close, keeps it interesting, makes the winning players stand out more. You know,
Hmm.
um, like
It's
the
more
the hustle
physical.
plays, yeah, the hustle plays become to stand out more because it's like every possession is counting a lot more because you're not getting to get up as much points as we would normally be able to.
Correct,
So
correct.
it's good to see, but
The free throw numbers is dropped
yeah,
like
like
raw
crazy.
eggs, man.
Uh,
Is
like except for Joel Embiid, of course, because I don't know, he's be sitting at the free throw line. Same thing happened at the same game, with the
Mhm.
Sixers. Like just can't really. I don't know. He's got whistle on everything, and because he's so big, he's kind of hard to officiate. Truthfully, because it's like, yeah, that might seem like marginal contact, but it might be more than it seems, or that might
Right.
not seem like a lot, or it might seem like a lot, but because he big, he might take it easy if we get what he's saying. So he
Hmm.
a tough guy to officiate. So more than often, he's get the benefit of the whistle, like 8 out of 10 times. Uh,
Hmm.
Usually, I think he had lead the league in free throw attempts last year. Like
Yeah.
Craziness. But it came down to the wire. Um, the Hawks. I don't even know what to say. What was the issue with the Hawks? The Hawks actually had a good luck to win the game from Gallinari, but
Hmm.
he missed it. Such as life that happens. But the
Wait,
Hawks just couldn't.
Hawks lost this one?
Yeah,
Ah.
Sixers edged them up by 1 point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
knew it was close, but
yeah, by one
I
point.
actually thought that Hawks had won. I don't
Yeah,
know. That was probably because I predicted Hawks to win. That
yeah,
that happened.
yeah. Um, the Hawks lost, man. He had to edge them up by 1 point. I can't remember what was he played that put
I
the
knew it
Sixers.
was close.
I think it was Embiid again. Um, for the win, truthfully,
Hmm.
a couple seconds into the end of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Hawks had a chance to seal the deal, but they couldn't convert the shot, and that was all the she wrote. But I gotta give kudos to the Sixers defense. They were everywhere. Um, yes, they were limiting Trey Young, but just everybody else. It was just a good team defense game. The offense
Yeah.
wasn't really there for neither teams, truthfully, as you can see from the score. But
Yeah.
in those types of games, the better defense usually wins. So
Right.
um, the the Sixers
Defensive
came
game
out,
they call it.
yeah, the Sixers came out on top with that
Hmm.
one, and that was all she wrote. But I find after that game though, Embiid is still kind of struggling to get a groove. He's had some really bad shooting games after coming back from the COVID. I don't know if it's the COVID that has him, I guess, a little slow or not in good shape.
Sluggish.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
sluggish, but he's not really been hitting over the past few games, truthfully. Um,
Right.
but the team has been winning some. They still, I think, they're at 500. Let me see, their rating right now, I think, is 12 and 11. Well, yeah, 12 and 11. And they got the
Hmm.
Hornets coming up tomorrow. Um, but yeah,
That's gonna be a tough game for them too, because
yeah, and the Hornets
Hornets
has
in a
been,
groove.
especially offensively, especially
Hmm.
from the 3 point line, those guys sniping.
Lamelo,
Literally,
especially Lamelo, don't play.
Lamelo. Like, and the thing about it is, coming into the league, he was like, he got develop a consistent 3 point shot because he don't really got orthodox shot when you look at it. But the man
Yeah.
find a man,
But once the
it's
ball
been
get him,
great.
he get him,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. His 3 pointers have been hitting, and
Yeah.
I don't know,
I
from
actually
deep too.
like to watch Hornets because of his shot.
Yeah,
Because like you say, it's not conventional
yeah,
shot. Like the way he lands it, it
yeah.
seems like he lands with his
Heels.
right foot in
Oh,
front. Like
yeah,
he twisted his body when he shot afterwards. Like
right. I don't know.
I
He's
don't
just
even know what it
he's
is.
just he's like one of those. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know how to explain it. So, like, people that do textbook stuff. Like, for example, you got people that learn things that got learn things through textbooks, but people just got
Mhm.
a natural gift for something. And yes, it might not be textbook some, but they're good at
Right.
what they do in their own way. He's
Exactly.
one of those type of guys.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
regardless of whether it look weird or not, the man getting the job done. Truthfully,
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
truthfully.
Who's hot and who's not, man? I know Cavs had a nice game this week.
Yeah, the Cavs. I think it was against the Heat. Actually, the Cavs had the
Hmm.
Heat on lock and key. The Cavs defense, truthfully, has been. I guess surprising because we didn't know what to expect.
Hmm.
A lot of people didn't expect the Cavs to be this good at the start of the season, but I I, I gotta give it to the fact that I kind of went outside the box and starting 3 7 footers at the end of the day. Like, that is kind of unheard of in this
Hmm.
modern era because everybody want to play small ball, everybody want to play fast, get the trees up, but the Cavs went the opposite way and say, all right, let me lock
Yeah.
down the inside because Jarrett Allen is a great defensive player, a great shot
Hmm.
blocker. Then you got
He had
the
a couple of
rookie,
blocks
yeah, in
this
that
week too.
game, yeah, like in that same
Yep.
game, he had like 3 or 4 blocks in that game, and
Hmm.
truthfully, he just had a great week last week. He was the MVP of the Cavs week. They on a 5 game win streak,
All right.
or no, they on a 4 game win streak. Looking for 5, they're actually playing the Jazz right now, and
Hmm.
the scores are 60-55 to the Jazz right now. So excited to see what the result of that can be. But if the Cavs come out with a win, it won't be surprised given how they've been playing. Uh,
Right.
but Jarrett Allen has been sensational for them. Darius Garland has been a true point guard, setting up his teammates, being that offensive quarterback when those other guys just locking it down on defense. Truthfully,
Yeah.
and not to discredit his defense because his 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 role in the defensive scheme is important too because he got to take on the guy that coming at you first and kind of funnel them to the
Hmm.
big guys, etc., etc. So that's the whole
Right.
team on a whole defensively have been excellent. I think they rank fourth in defensive efficiency for the season so far, which is, as I say, a big surprise.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
they got big guys that pretty mobile, so that could switch on to smaller players and what's not, and the results of that speak for itself, right now.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's good to see a young team that. Every year there's always a surprise team. It's good to see that as the Cavaliers because the Cavaliers is usually be when LeBron not on it, it's usually be a laughing stock.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Truthfully,
I know that I think a couple weeks back when we mentioned cows, we were not expecting this from the cows at all.
at
Like
all.
we have put them in a box sort already and say, well, this is actually expected.
Yeah,
Cows not gonna really shine or anything like that
correct.
in the NBA. But look, I guess they found the glue
Hmm.
and it showed in
Yeah,
that
and
game.
it's sticking.
Yep. Houston Rockets. I think they're
This is
also coming up.
yeah, this is weird. Like this is a team that's supposed to be bad. Like it's not a
Hmm.
question of whether they could surprise you. Like there's a fact that we know that this team could be bad, but they're 1-5 in a row, literally. And
Hmm.
what I mean, they haven't played like
Honestly, I haven't seen any highlights or any games,
yeah,
so I have no idea that. Like
yeah,
when you put it on the list, I was actually shocked to see Rockets. It was like, huh?
yeah. They beat two good teams. Most of the other teams they beat were teams on their, I guess, pedigree or level. So they won
Hmm.
two against the Thunder, um, one against the Magic, so that's three. And then they
Okay.
beat, yeah, terrible. And then they beat the Hornets and the Bulls actually. Like both two close
Oh.
games. They won both of those games by three single points.
Mhm.
Um,
Were they playing home or were they on the
I
road?
ain't sure if it was a home game or not. Could check it out.
Mm.
But um, like
People
two,
that bet on
yeah,
both lost some money, boy.
yeah, for sure. Like if you want safe bet, that would usually be one. But I guess nothing is
Yeah.
safe in the NBA. Nothing is safe.
Nothing is safe in sports,
Anything
so.
can happen, boy.
Hmm.
But I think it all came about due to the fact that just one simple move. They started playing Christian Wood. I don't know if you know him. Christian Wood is, I would say, the
No,
best
not
player on their
really.
team. Um, a,
Hmm.
a center, their center. They stopped playing. They started playing him at center. I think alone. So they were playing Daniel Tice with him at center before, but they moved him out of the lineup. I think altogether. I know it's just
Hmm.
Christian Wood, so he got some space open out on the floor because Daniel Tice is not a shooter. So he would usually be clogging up the paint a little bit, stopping the offensive players on the wings from getting to the basket because he in the space, etc., etc. So no,
Right.
they could play kind of like a 4-out, play Christian Wood as the center, and that is where the offense pretty much elevated from there. Um,
Hmm.
it's just surprising to see that one move just made such a big difference to the execution of the team offense and what's not. So
Right.
it's good to see that they're on the street. Young team, I don't think it will be long lived. um, we'll see how big the street gets. I'll be surprised if it goes any further. Um, actually, they might be able to extend it in the next game. They got to play the Pelicans today. Pelicans
Oh,
haven't been
Pelicans,
really
yeah.
that good, but I think if Brandon Ingram plays, he might be able to carry them to the win. And Valanciunas is a pretty big body,
Hmm.
so Christian Wood is not that big of a body. He's a center, but he's more of a long, lanky kind of guy. So that should be a good battle. But if the Rockets come out on top of that, then some eyes can open because that can be a six-game win streak that they're on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who's not? Pacers and Knicks. Knicks kind of disappointing actually
Yeah,
at
they
this
are.
point.
They really are. I don't know. They
Yeah.
seem so disoriented, disjointed. They took
Hmm.
Kemba out of the start. Take Kemba out of the rotation
I was
altogether.
saying, man. I
Like,
was saying,
what the
but
hell is that?
honestly, he hasn't been performing
Yeah,
that great either. So I mean, there's argument to support the fact that he isn't starting, right?
Yeah,
But at the same time, I still feel like you got to keep Kemba on the court.
it's
You know,
true.
change of pace and that kind of stuff
But
could definitely play a part.
maybe are find a different way to work it, not just like just take him out of the lineup altogether. Like that's a little bit
Right.
drastic. Maybe don't play him
Mm-hmm.
with some people. Look at the statistics. Don't play him with some people that he's not playing well. Try to play him with some other people. Maybe instead of starting and playing him on the bench a little bit more, play Derrick Rose and he's starting a little bit more. Something like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not don't just take him out because at the end of the day he's still a great player, but it just hasn't
Yeah.
been fitting with what they're doing. I guess it's not totally. It might not be totally on him, but yeah, he's the one that
Right.
got made his shots and what's not. But the coach's job is to find a way to make it work. But
Correct.
but I guess his solution is taking him out. But don't really totally agree with that. But the Nets have
Yeah.
been pretty um, so. I don't know what's the record since they put Kemba on the bench. Well, also the lineup, truthfully. But they're still hovering around 500 basketball. I think they're 11 and 10 now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think my biggest thing with them is their defense have fallen off significantly at the moment.
Right.
I don't know what they need to get it back up to the standard that it needs to be, but
Mm-hmm.
they got to put in some work. Julius Randle has been okay. He has not as been as horrible shooting as he was earlier on. But I still always come back when they talk about the Nets is
Yeah. The basketball
Julius,
can play
yeah,
around. Yeah.
Julius Randle. He can't be the he can't have that heliocentric offense like Luca or sometimes even KD. I mean, when he's
Mm-hmm.
ready, like he's not that type of guy. In my head, yes, he could assist the ball, etc., etc. But it's so
Yeah.
predicated on him making difficult shots. And when that's not going, is like the team just pretty much withers away unless the bench unit come in, of course.
Mm-hmm.
um, but I can say again, Tom Thibodeau find some more minutes for Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin has been playing great. Find some
Yeah.
way to get Obi on the court
I
some more.
think I think there's another bench player from Knicks that comes on with a lot of energy. I think a
Alec
guy that
Burks.
has
Oh no,
um forget it. I
he
don't
got
know.
some type of hair.
Yeah, like short twist or something. I don't know.
Short twist. Oh,
I
Emmanuel quickly.
quickly
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah,
Quickly
yeah,
is the man I'm
yeah.
talking about. The man that come on high
Yeah,
energy.
yeah. He's
Um
really got our team turning. Like he's pushy
yeah,
pace. He's got guys running out and stuff like that. Like
yeah man.
and
He surprised me every time he come on, the type of energy and passion that he plays with
yeah,
up and down the court,
exactly,
no stops, like he calling players, making sure that he plays in position and
exactly.
everything. When he get turnovers, he hauling down the court, man. He is my
Yeah,
Nick standout
yeah. But I guess
aside
maybe
from Julius Randle and
mhm,
Rose.
yeah, maybe maybe that's what demoted Kemba truthfully because Kemba don't play like that, and
Yeah,
that's what that type
Kemba's
style
a
of
slow
play.
player for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that type of offensive push or that offensive joy is what gets that team turning. And
Hmm.
I guess that's what Tom Thibodeau realized. But I just don't feel like it should be that drastic to take Kemba all the way out to the rotation on the whole.
But that's what
Yeah,
I was saying, that they should play Kemba as a change of pace
yeah,
type of guy,
hmm
because
hmm
when Nick's going quick, but up and down the court real quickly, and Rose, because Rose played with a lot of energy too,
yeah,
and I'm Barrett. So when those guys are on and they're turning around points, then if you need a change of pace, Kemba will be the guy to
yeah.
slow
Kind of
things
slow it
down.
down.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
But then when you slow it down, you gotta be predicated on. You gotta be able to make the shots in the half court or running plays, effective plays in the half court. And I don't feel like
Mhm.
Tom Thibodeau's play but in the half court is that deep. So
Right.
then as I said, it don't play with Kemba's style in a sense, you know.
So Knicks really need two teams. One.
the already, truthfully, they already had two teams that had a terrible starting team and a
Mhm.
great bench team. So I you know, I don't know,
I
man.
don't know, man. They probably gotta figure it out. But let me move on to the most outstanding game. What was the most outstanding game for you this week?
Uh, I gotta say the 73-point loss to the Thunder hold from the Grizzlies. That's absolutely embarrassing. That's absolutely
Is that
despicable.
outstanding or is
It's
that
outstanding in a negative way.
right? Disappointing, most disappointing
Disappointing.
game.
Like, I mean, I know I expect the Thunder to lose. Like everybody
Mhm.
expect the Thunder to lose.
But not
Uh,
by 73 points.
but not 73 points. Sam Presti got a bunch of what got 30 draft picks or something like that for the next 3 or 4 seasons. Like we get that. He's trying to get some more, bro. But like 73 points. Like left that for a game here that two um two little teams out here playing pretty hardcore are saying so. Like what the hell?
High
Like,
school versus Deacons
not
are
professional
saying.
basketball. You losing. You
Yeah,
professional basketball player and you losing by 73. I mean, I think
that's
it was
insane.
predicated on the fact that the Grizzlies were just hitting from three, but
Hmm.
still 73 points though. Like what is that's
I feel
absolutely
you, bro.
disgusting. Like
I feel you, bro. That's like Max coming last.
yeah, like and the thing about
Can't
it is, I mean,
happen.
their
Or
better
shouldn't.
players weren't really playing. Only one of their better players I would say was playing, which is Lou Dort.
Mhm.
Shea wasn't playing, or Shea. I don't even know how you pronounce his name properly. But either way, like you gotta be competent in some form or something. Like
Mhm.
73, that's the worst loss in NBA history. No, like you just made history for being bad. Like,
History
eh,
in 2021.
like oh my god, come on, man. And that coach probably too. I don't even know what he probably was having it
You
on the
sound so
bench.
hurt, bro.
Like I feel
This like this hurt you
but I don't see
heavy.
come on, you man trying to beat the Lakers twice for the season, and you gonna come and lose
Mhm.
it by 73. Come on, I
To the
mean
Grizzlies.
the
Wait,
difference
how
in them
much?
games.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was
The
saying the
difference.
difference in them games is that most of them better players was playing. Understood,
Hmm.
but jeez, man. I mean, I can't even name like more than three players or LA. Maybe more than five players on the Thunder because they all of them is like pretty much scrubs or young players that no starting out and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
that's just embarrassing. And Jamoran, he wasn't even playing on the
I was
Grizzlies.
just gonna ask you. That's the one thing I was going to butt in and say like, how much did Ja score in that game,
He wasn't
or
even
how many
there
people?
though.
Oh, he wasn't. Oh, okay, I see.
That is absolute madness. I can't believe it. A absolute shame to the Thunder organization, but I guess they don't really care because they're trying to lose anyway. So whether it's a 73-point loss or a 2-point loss, is a loss. So they're increasing them chances to get another draft pick. So
Also, that's how always work. The more you lose, the more draft picks you get
well,
to
the
make your
higher
team
your
better.
chances are to get a better draft pick. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
So yeah, that was terrible. Um,
That's a shame, man. That's definitely a shame. So, with that said, who do you think is the most outstanding player for this week or for the past week, actually?
uh, Gotta give it to Jokic. Jokic,
Hmm.
over the past 3 games, have been averaging 25 points, about 14 boards, and 6 assists. To be
Hmm.
honest, I don't understand why
Boards
he's
is
not.
rebounds, right?
Yeah, rebounds. Uh, to be
Just
honest,
remember
I don't
brought to people with
understand
it.
why he's not getting more consideration for the MVP. Because when he's not there, that team is trash. When he's there,
Hmm.
that team is good. And
Hmm.
if you're talking about value, right now he seems to be the most valuable player to his team or to all the teams. Truthfully, offense, he's been pretty good on defense. No lay, just doing just keeping up, just doing the right things, being in the right position. He's not really a big shot blocker, or like an explosive or flashy defensive player, but he just makes the
Right.
right plays. And then on offense, sensational, crazy pass. I saw him do like this no look pass, but he was going into two players. They was coming to do a double team, and he was just like no look to the corner, tree splash. The man is just a otherworldly passer, and I feel like he's being underlooked for the MVP and I think it's primarily because of their record. I think they're like 11 and 10 on the season.
Yeah,
Um,
I was just going to say that
yeah,
that usually happens. Like teams that don't do too well overall tend to get overlooked when it comes to giving out awards like the
yeah,
MVP and stuff like that.
yeah.
People like to give MVP to the teams that do well and to the player that was most valuable
Well,
to those teams
to that
doing
winning
well.
team, yeah. I guess
Yeah.
the concept is if you're winning, like if your team is winning, that means your contributions are more valuable than the person that's playing over their mind, but the team's still losing. you know,
Which I disagree with, to be honest. But
Fear.
hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put the value on winning, then understood. But if you put the value on
Value.
player performance, then then that's a whole different ball
yeah.
game, right? So that's understood, man.
Yeah.
I think we should go back and mention Jared Allen.
Yeah.
His
It
his
can.
performance has been
Yeah.
good.
The past few games he's been sensational. I think he had like 2 28 point games.
25 points,
Yeah,
yeah, 13 rebounds and three
three blocks a
blocks.
game over the past week.
Hmm.
On this Cavs 5 game winning streak.
That's
Really
a guy
good.
with the afro,
Yeah,
right?
with the throw.
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
foreigner.
man.
Okay.
Great on defense. He has been their
Hmm.
defensive catalyst, defensive leader, and he been getting them buckets. He been in the right position. He's not a 3 point shooter, so he only made these scores inside. But boy,
Hmm.
just pretty dominant from him. I guess to me, I wouldn't have seen him as this type of player. But
Yeah,
sometimes these players have these stretches of games, etc., etc., etc. Let's see how long he
right.
could keep it up to keep the Cavs in the position that they're in right now. I guess we could check and see how much he got already in the game.
Hmm.
Cavs done by 11 right now.
That's a little bit
Actually,
more than
he got
the last check-in.
13.7 rebounds, 2 blocks, 1 steal.
Still doing
Yeah,
his
still
thing,
doing
man.
this thing, truthfully. So
Still
I
doing
guess
his
he's
thing.
in pretty good shape. Um, but I love to see it. Glad to see the Cavs having someone to to rally around and push.
Hmm.
So it's good stuff to see.
I know you don't have this matchup in the
Mhm.
agenda today,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
um, Bulls versus Nets was a pretty cool game to watch,
I didn't get
in
to
my
watch it.
opinion.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I saw.
KD did his thing as
Yeah,
as
yeah,
usual. That man sniped from any position on the court, so
yeah,
he's been doing his thing. I've been seeing James Harden put in a bit more effort. Still like some work I think needs to be done on his part in
yeah,
terms of his decision making sometimes and stuff like that because he's been like losing the ball sometimes too. In my opinion, for James Harden, a bit too often. Always ugly when he loses the ball because then he
yeah,
complains to the ref he
yeah.
gets slapped or
Exactly.
something.
And then
So
somebody on a fast break going on, he's still at this sign up. You know?
yeah, he's still arguing with the
Yeah,
ref, right? Yeah. So yeah, but all in all, though, I gotta give a good mention to Patty Mills as well because
yeah,
he's like quickly,
yeah.
when he
It's
come
true.
on the court, he and high energy. He's got a few steals as well that I've seen.
Hmm.
He's always alert on the court and stuff
Yeah,
like
man.
that. So
I always sniping
I
for three. This man
yeah,
might
exactly.
might be
Once he
hitting, boy.
gets room,
Yeah, he
once he
hitting.
gets room, he
Yeah,
just pull up. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I just want to mention that. Oh, I was watching Zach in
yeah,
that game. Zach
yeah,
Levine's fadeaway shot and
yeah.
jumper shot is
Pretty,
so smooth and
pretty,
clean, bro.
pretty.
Yo, and DeRozan, I don't know DeRozan spin move. I don't think
Yeah,
anybody's got it covered as yet. Like
nah.
every time he finds himself in trouble, spin,
Yep,
man done.
get to it.
Yeah,
Man is
easy.
so
So
crafty. The man just
yeah,
having an MVP season right now, truthfully. Playing
yeah,
out of his mind. And seeing in the clutch too, like that same game, I know that I don't know. I know that he was killing them that game. Just like KD's
yeah,
kill from the mid range, that's where there was and
hmm,
it's very true. Like
yeah,
I know he was killing. I didn't get to see a lot of clips, but I saw a couple. Um,
yeah.
but a good win for the Bulls, truthfully, because that's probably somebody that they be playing in the playoffs. um, Sooner, well not sooner, but come May, May June.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Also, Ball has been a good support for them as well.
Yeah, he hit the big shot to
A
win the
little
game.
quiet,
Yeah.
yeah, a little quiet, but he's been clutch for them as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
Bulls still doing their thing.
Hmm.
Um, Lakers, I haven't watched Lakers since probably game one or something like
Yeah,
that.
Lakers been bad, man.
Yeah, like every time I go to watch highlights of a Lakers game, I get distracted by something else, or I go and do something else because it's like I don't need to watch this.
Nah,
No point. We're not going to talk about it anyway, so
it's
it is
true.
what it is right now.
Not for the
Um,
Lakers for now. Tell them figure out what he have them doing or gonna do. I feel like the further they go, the more likely the coach and you get threatened to be fired more than likely. I feel like, and
mhm,
we'll see how it goes from there. We let that one fall by itself. I don't want to put no predictions on that.
yeah, we just watch it from
Yeah,
afar.
correct.
But a little action on the management side of things
Yeah,
for the Blazers general manager.
yeah. He got fired, and
Mhm,
they said it was for workplace misconduct, but let me remove that. It's about time that they get somebody different in the front office to make some move to get some people for Damian Lillard to play with because
mhm,
the Blazers have been perpetually okay for the past how much ever season 6 seasons. Yes, them can say that they made the playoffs for all these 6 seasons yada yada yada, but where have they gone? I think they made one
mhm,
conference finals in those past 6 seasons, and since then it's just been first round exit, first round exit, maybe a second round exit, first round exit is it's just middling, and they got a talent like Damian Lillard and just haven't been able to find the piece, and he's the guy that make those calls. So I'm glad it's time for some to get somebody new to try to shake up their roster a bit to see something
mhm,
different because yes they got a different coach this time, but the issues are still the same. Great offensive team, poor defensive team. They try to put defense around they make a difference. It's still the roster construction isn't there. So
right.
I'm glad the Blazers would get a chance now to get somebody else that might be able to make a move that would more benefit the team than old Shea has in the past couple of years.
Right. Like when's the next transfer window, you know?
It That's deadline is usually be like February, March.
February.
Yeah, or it might be sooner actually. I think actually it might be January, December, January. Let me just double check, but somewhere around there.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't think about what will be the shakeups this time around because there's only one team that I could think of straight off the top of my head that hasn't been performing the best that they could have been, and I would say that's the Mavs. I
Hmm.
think that's primarily predicated on the fact that Luca hasn't been really as good as he's been. Actually, Kristaps Porzingis has been pretty decent, truthfully.
Right.
But I don't know what's going on there. But I guess they might figure out. Outside of that, maybe Lakers can probably look to do some moves too. Um, who else? Yeah, there's two off the top of my head I can think about right now. But the trade
Hmm.
deadline is the 10th of February. Um,
Okay.
so next year we'll see what happens with the teams.
Nice, nice. So let me move right into the marquee predictions for this week coming. We got the Bucks versus the Heat on Wednesday. Um, I honestly don't know what's going on with the Heat right now in terms
Hmm.
of Jimmy Butler and Bam.
Yeah,
So if if they're playing, my prediction is Heat. But if not, I think Bucks could edge Heat, especially with Giannis's defense capabilities
yeah,
and having Chris Middleton inside there. So I would probably go Bucks on this one.
yeah. I go.
Given my conditions.
Yeah, I ain't got no conditions. They give me Bucks regardless of whether Jimmy or Bam play. Truthfully, I think the Bucks finding back their rhythm.
Hmm.
Uh, I ain't sure if Giannis was out, but they played the Heat recently and they beat the Heat without Giannis. So I would give them that
Okay.
edge again. Truthfully,
Yeah.
um,
Another one of those games that I miss because like people's there's so
so
many
many
games
games,
during the week.
so many games.
We can't follow all the games. So
Yeah,
um, let us know if you got some games that you want us to follow, and we probably put those at the top of the list to look at and talk about. But yeah, we just watch what we watch and make notes, and and we come and spit some bars
Yeah.
because we're into that sport. Um, the other one is Utah versus Philly. That's Sixers, right?
Yeah, Sixers.
Sixers.
Yeah.
I think I got Sixers to get one upon Jazz. I would hope.
I I'd hope that Embiid come back to form sometime soon. I guess what would keep him in that game? If Rudy Gobert falls out and Embiid just feasts on everyone else, that is a possibility because Embiid just draws fouls like like water. Um, but I can go with the Jazz on this one. I say I feel like Gobert can give him some trouble down low. He's a pretty big guy,
Mhm.
just like him. It's good when Embiid has those pretty big guys sometimes. Um, I guess he tends more to settle for jump shots because he can't just bully his way through. Um,
Yeah.
and so far he hasn't been shooting very well, I must say. So if we could get him to play like that and not be posting up and just moving through men and get drawing falls, then
Yeah.
the Jazz will probably win. My concern though would be the Sixers defense on the Jazz perimeter players. The Sixers perimeter defense have been pretty good. Um, Truthfully, I saw it in our Hawks game. Tybalt was all over the place. Uh, Even Danny Green, even though he getting older, he always trending on Twitter for some foolishness. The man is
Yeah.
pretty solid on defense. Um, and some of the other role players too. So
Hmm.
should be a good matchup, but I can take Jazz with this one despite those concerns.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So we got a nice mix here.
Yeah,
Cody, make your predictions, buddy. So check into the office
it's
and
true.
we would collect your predictions and make sure that you stay tuned with what's going on with the predictions and the table and stuff like that. One more thing we gotta mention in terms of combat sports. We're gonna talk some boxing. Javante Davis has a fight with Isaac Cruz tonight. So that's gonna be interesting. I got Javante Davis to maintain his undefeated status.
Hmm.
I think he's gonna win that fight, but this is just a mention. This is not getting into the details or
Yeah,
anything of this fight. I'm pretty sure Isaac Cruz is Leo Santa Cruz's brother, and Javante Davis already put the other Cruz brother to bed. So um, I think he'll come out on top this one once he stays focused and everything goes well. So yeah, I think that's it for our talk show this week. Hope you
yeah.
guys enjoyed it, and if there's anything you need to say, Rayvon, spit bars.
Well, don't forget to follow us on all the social media pages at Astro Bros, Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Put a like on the video
Click
if you're
that
watching now.
button, people.
You will get notified when we go live, five
Yep,
o'clock every Sunday, and just look out for us.
definitely, definitely. So once again, Hastro family, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.